Hare Krishna. First of all, I like to seek blessings of His Holiness Chandrasekhar Swami Maharaj, Jamuna Prabhu, and all the senior devotees who have assembled here, so that I can speak something glorifying the Supreme Lord Krishna as a service to the Supreme Lord and as a service to all of you, and for the purification of my heart, so that whenever the sound vibration of the Supreme Lord enters the heart of any person, what happens is his heart gets purified. So it's very important that a person is in touch with something very special. And what is that special thing? Krishna. Krishna is that very special personality which everyone should be in touch with. Is it not? Yes? How many of you agree? Everyone. The one thing which makes Krishna very special is what? His love. Okay, his love. What else? Huh? Beauty. Yes. His flute. Oh my God, Krishna's flute. What else? Radharani makes Krishna special. Okay, Radharani. Okay, what else? Peacock feather. Peacock feather. That's also very special. What else make his devotees? That's the main thing. Krishna is Krishna. Without devotees, with Krishna will be Krishna? No. So Krishna is always surrounded with his devotees. That is very important in one way. Now we gave so many answers why what makes Krishna very special. One of the answers was his flute. What is the flute doing? The flute is serving Krishna. By making Krishna play his very beautiful songs or very beautiful music, he's serving Krishna. What is peacock feather doing to Krishna? He's serving Krishna by increasing the beauty of Krishna. What is Srimati Radharani doing? Srimati Radharani is always looking for an opportunity to serve Krishna. Now what are his devotees doing? They are always remembering him and trying to serve him. So that is making Krishna very special. And that is what makes, Krishna's love is there definitely. But everyone, even Krishna is wanting to reciprocate the love of his devotees. So that love is what Krishna is looking for. And that love is every living entity looking for, to have Krishna's love, Krishna's affection on everyone. So today's topic, what I was thinking was to speak on one very important topic, is his devotees. What does a devotee mean? What does a devotee mean?
Someone who serves Krishna.
Someone who serves Krishna. Okay. Okay, someone who surrenders to Krishna. One who obeys? Okay, one who obeys the teachings of Krishna, he is a devotee. Krishna's ambassadors. Okay, the message carrying, they're sending the message of Krishna everywhere by becoming the ambassador. Yes. What else? What else is who else is a devotee of Krishna? Who serves an other devotee of Krishna is a devotee of Krishna. That's a very good special definition that we'll discuss more about. Who else is a devotee of Krishna? How? Yes? The gopis are the devotees of Krishna, yes. What defines a devotee? A devotee is one, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when in his conversation to one of the devotees in Gambhira, he tells who is a devotee. First year when he comes after Rath Yatra, that devotee asks, who is a devotee, who is a Vaishnava? And that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells that whoever chants the name of the Lord, he is a devotee. And then he becomes very happy. And then he goes for a year, he sees everyone chanting the name of Krishna. So he gets confused. Is everyone devotee of Krishna? Then he comes back to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he asks, who is a devotee? Everyone who chants the name of Krishna is a devotee? No. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells, one who chants the name of the Lord constantly, he is a devotee. Then he goes and he tries to find who is a devotee of Krishna. And he sees there are still so many devotees who are chanting the name of Krishna constantly. Again he comes back to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and tells, this is also very difficult, there's so many devotees. I want to know who exactly is a devotee of Krishna. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells the third year, that one who makes other remember of Krishna just by his presence, he is a devotee of Krishna. Like he is the ambassador of Krishna. He's carrying the message, and just by seeing that person, everyone remembers Krishna. That's what makes a devotee very special, right? The moment you come in touch with him, what you remember is Krishna. You happen to go to an airport, and then you're walking by, and if you wear your pant, shirt, and with a suit, boot, and you're traveling, no one will tell you Hare is a Hare Krishna devotee. But the moment you wear a tilak, you have a kantimala, or you have a bead bag, and you're walking by, someone sees you and tells Hare Krishna, and you feel so special, right? Well, someone has recognized me. So not me, but someone has recognized Krishna. He has chanted the name of Krishna. That makes very special that you are carrying Krishna, and you are giving Krishna just by your presence. So a devotee is one who is always making others come closer to Krishna by his service to him, by his service, by his reciprocation, and by his preaching the message of Krishna. So he is a devotee of Krishna. So this is a very beautiful shloka of and a devotee is always in the mood of service. That is a devotee. A devotee is not looking for anything for himself, but is always wanting to serve Krishna, and is always wanting to serve everyone. Everyone, not even a single soul he doesn't want to leave. One time Srila Prabhupada was in his room, and he happened to see an ant on the window, going from one side of the window to another side of the window. And this he saw for almost like 3-4 times. And then he rang the bell, and his servant came. He told, go grab some sugar and bring it. And then immediately that devotee brought some sugar and gave it to Srila Prabhupada. He was thinking that Srila Prabhupada needs sugar for something. And the Prabhupada took the sugar crystals and then sprinkled on the window. Why? Because he was seeing that the ant was not getting sufficient food. He was struggling to find anything. So Srila Prabhupada offered the prasad of Krishna, offered to the ant, and the ant was satisfied in one way. So Srila Prabhupada wanted to even serve the ant, not just everyone, but he wanted to serve every living entity. One time when Srila Prabhupada was at one place in London, I feel, there was a cat which came, and the cat just came and sat near Srila Prabhupada. And it was like, just going around Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet. And all devotees were very happy to see that the cat was going around Srila Prabhupada. And, Prabhupada just was also touching and the cat and reciprocating with the cat. And eventually, Srila Prabhupada did not speak anything to the cat, neither to the devotees. But all devotees could understand that this cat was very special. Why? Because he got the reciprocation of a pure devotee. Eventually, the cat definitely has attained some success in his next life or in that life, who knows. So that was very special reciprocation. So a devotee always wants to reciprocate and give Krishna to every living entity, and Srila Prabhupada was one such example who gave everything to the devotees. What makes a devotee very special is that when he does service to everyone, a service, whatever service he does, it makes the devotee very, very special. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tatpare tena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevan bhakti ruchyate. This shloka comes in Nectar of Devotion, which tells what bhakti or devotional service means: engaging all senses in the service of the Lord, in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When one does engage the senses in the Lord's service, what happens? The spirit soul, or the soul which is there within the heart, what happens to the spirit soul? It becomes fully satisfied, and it gives up all the material designations, and then all the senses become purified, and they are employed, or they are engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So this is very interesting, Anna. Now if we see, we are stuck up in this material world, is it not? Are we stuck up in this material world or not? Yes. And we want to get out of the material world. What is making us stick to this material world? Why are we stuck up in this material world? Okay, material desires. Now how will the material desires get purified, or how will the material desires change? Sense control, okay. What else? Service to Krishna, yes. Detachment from what? Detachment from the material world. Detachment.
Hare Krishna.
Chant Hare Krishna. Yes, the thing is very important. Why are we stuck up in this material world? Is because of our desires. Desires to enjoy in this material world. Prabhupada again and again writes in his purport very clearly. The desire to lord it over the material nature is the only desire that is making the living entity stuck up in this material world. The moment the living entity gives up this desire to lord it over the material nature, he can go back to the spiritual world. So what it requires is to change that desire from lording it, or from enjoying it, or from controlling it, or becoming the proprietor of the material world. We want to just change the material desire to serving Krishna, loving Krishna, being submissive to Krishna, and being not the proprietor but the caretaker in reciprocation to Krishna what he is giving. So this is very important, that a devotee wants to employ his senses. These senses are one of the main cause, as Prabhu was telling, to control the senses. It's not just controlling the senses, it's purifying the senses that is very important. And how do we purify the senses? How? By engaging them in the service of Krishna. It's not an easy task that one can purify the senses. One has to engage all the senses in the service of Krishna. And what are the 5 senses we have which are very, very strong? Which are very strong. Our eyes, ears, the nose, the tongue, and the skin, the touch. All these 5 senses are very, very strong. And these senses actually, what happens with these senses is, we are attracted to the objects which are there in this material world. Eyes want to always see very beautiful thing, always want to see the opposite sex, or always want to see something which is very, very beautiful. And everything whatever beautiful, it gets attracted to the eyes, and immediately it tells to the mind that we should have this thing. And the mind becomes like the master of the senses, tells yes, we should do something to have it. Like just seeing a gulab jamun, I don't know whether we have in the feast today gulab jamun or not, but the moment we see a gulab jamun, what happens? Oh my god, the mind really wants it. Why? Because first thing is, he got to see the gulab jamun. Then he remembers the taste of the gulab jamun. Last time I had it, it was so tasty. Better have that gulab jamun again. The tongue wants it, but the stomach tells no, I am full, I don't want it. So it's like that, the senses, the objects are very, very attractive to the senses. And because of that thing, the material, the living entity or the soul is stuck up in this material world. The way to come out of this this material world is to purify the senses. And how do we purify? Is by engaging them in the service of the Lord. This Amrish Maharaj, he tells this very beautiful sloka in which he tells that a devotee should engage all his senses in the service of the Lord. His eyes should be engaged in seeing the beautiful form of the Lordships. His ears should be engaged in hearing the message of the Lord. His tongue should be engaged in glorifying the Supreme Lord, or tasting the remnants of the Supreme Lord. His nose should be engaged in smelling the beautiful flowers offered to the Lord, to smell the tulsi leaves which are offered to the Lord. His senses should be engaged, his hands and legs should be engaged in cleaning the floor of the Lord, in walking, to walk around and come to the holy places is the way we engage our legs. And our skin should be engaged in touching and embracing the devotees of the Lord. That is how it tells that all the senses should be engaged in the service of the Lord. By doing this thing, all the senses get purified. And this thing, it shouldn't be done just for like 1 day or 2 days. It should be done for a prolonged period of time. Because what has happened with us, we had millions of births, and for millions of births we have accumulated millions of desires. And all those desires are accumulated in the heart. And they are accumulated and they have become like a big mountain. Now we want to get rid of the mountain of desires. Is it possible to get rid of the mountain within a day? So many desires we have? No. So for that we have to work very hard. And this is where we engage our senses in the constant service of devotional service. And one of the main thing of engaging our senses is, the 2 things are very important, which we can engage even without coming to the temple. What are the 2 things? In fact, we can do all our senses, but 2 things are very important. Is our tongue, by chanting the names of the Lord. Every day, every time we can engage our tongue in chanting the names of the Lord. And the other sense what we can engage in the service of the Lord is ears, to hear the glorious message of the Supreme Lord, hear the glorious pastimes of the Supreme Lord, to hear the qualities of the Supreme Lord. So this way we can engage our senses in the service of the Lord. There is a very beautiful proverb in China which I read in one of the books. If you want to have one moment of happiness, it tells that please take a nap. You'll become very happy. Is it not? Sometimes in a day when you are very tired, just you take a small nap and you are very happy. And if you want to take a break from your hectic schedules, take a break, go out somewhere. That gives you great amount of happiness. If you want to get happy, if a person is working very hard, if he's not happy, a person should get married. That's what that proverb is telling. I don't know. I'm just repeating it. Better be a brahmachari and be a sannyasi, and you can be happy. But if you want to be happy throughout the life, what it tells is you should serve at every moment. If you serve at every moment to all the devotees, then you can be very happy. You can be very happy. That you doesn't need all these things. Taking a nap or taking a break is not required, or getting married is not required. If you have an attitude of service, then it becomes you can become very happy every time. Rupa Goswami Pad tells very beautifully in his Nectar of Instruction. He in fact, Srila Prabhupada writes in the preface, the essence of bhakti, or essence of what can make a devotee advance in bhakti. He writes this in the preface. To make advancement in Krishna consciousness, it all depends on the attitude of the follower. If we have the right attitude, of service, then one can make advancement in Krishna consciousness very swiftly. It doesn't take much actually to make advancement. What it requires is the right attitude. If we have the right attitude, then one can make rapid advancement within a short period of time. And we see this thing happening a lot of times. The devotees who have the right attitude, they can make advancement within no time. I remember a story. A asura was attracted to a apsara. This apsara was roaming around and in the jungle, and this asura, or a demon personality, he was very much attracted. So he went and he approached this apsara, and he told, I want to get married to you. I'm so much attracted to you. Bole, how do I get married to you? Bole, yeah, you can get married to me, but I get married only to a devotee. That is what is written in my astrology, that I will get married to a devotee. Then the demon asked, okay, what should I do to become a devotee of the Lord? And she heard that you should just serve the devotees. So this devotee, this demon or this asura, he went to a place where a lot of devotees were living. So he went to a holy pilgrim place, and he saw that all the people who were coming, he wanted to serve. And he went and he searched around, where can I find service to serve them? And then he happened to see that everyone is getting served food every day. They have like a big place where they cook so much food, and then they make so much prasad and they distribute it. So this person, every day he used to come early in the morning, and he used to come and help in serving the prasadam. So every day morning at 6 o'clock he used to come, help set up the prasadam setup area, and then he used to serve the prasadam to all the guests, all the pilgrims who come to the holy dham. And he was serving and serving and serving, and it was like he was serving for a long time. Eventually what happened, he was serving every day, and then he thought, over a period of time, I will become a devotee just by serving, and then I'll go and get married to that apsara, that is very beautiful girl. But over a period of time, he was getting great amount of joy in serving the Vaishnavas or serving the devotees, that he just forgot about that desire. And this apsara came running to him. Well, now you don't want to get married to me? Well, I don't remember who are you. That was the thing. He just forgot about that thing, because what? He was just serving the devotees, throughout his, almost like he took a vow that he will keep serving throughout his life. And his life became successful just by serving. In fact, he paid obeisances to that lady, and he told, you are the one who brought me to such a wonderful path. You gave me an opportunity to become a devotee. I don't know what devotional service is, but I know that I can make perfection, I can make everyone happy just by serving the prasadam. So every day from morning to night he was just serving, till the last person took prasadam in that prasadam hall. Not a single grain was left. He used to take prasad at the end. And that's how he used to serve, very selflessly. And that made him so special. so special that everyone remembered that, the way he was serving prasadam. In fact, I can tell you, one of our devotees in I'm coming from Pune. Before coming to US, I was in Pune temple, and there was one devotee who was taking care of. He was the prasadam serving in charge. Somehow, these prasadam serving devotees are very very special. I can tell you. Whenever they see anyone going hungry without a plate, he comes to the prasadam hall and there is no prasadam, they feel quite unhappy. So this devotee, he was serving prasadam, and at one time there was a plate made. He knew the prasadam, one devotee knew that the prasadam will fall short. So he made a plate for this devotee who is in charge, and he kept it inside. And he has sent a message to him that, I've kept a plate for you. Please honor prasadam. And this devotee was happy in serving. At then, when everything he did, the wind up of everything, then he came back, and then he sat down to see what's happening. And then he was like, he was just closing the gate and everything like that, and there happened to come two guests from the temple hall and telling, is there any prasadam left? He told, let me see, go and check. And he went inside the office. He saw there is one plate of prasadam left for him. He just went, he took the plate and happily gave it to them. And it was like, and this devotee who just happened to make the plate, he came during that time and he saw that there was no plate left. And the plate what he made, he knew what he had made, was getting served to this guest. And it brought almost like a tear to his eye, telling that how selflessly he's serving. And it was not one day. It was every day this devotee was serving. And this is what, made him very special, very special. Everyone in the temple loved him, because of this selfless attitude. So this selfless attitude is something which makes a devotee very, very special. There is a story not a story about, there is a very beautiful pastime of Ramanujacharya also. Ramanujacharya is the Acharya for Sri Sampradaya. And when he was preaching, he was making so many devotees. There were around, 1200 sannyasis who were initiated by Ramanujacharya. There were around thousands of grahasthas who were initiated by Ramanujacharya. And everyone was, performing the devotional service very strongly within the heart. And everyone was thinking that, they should dedicate their life to serving Ramanujacharya. And the main base for Sri Ramanujacharya was Sri Rangam. Sri Rangam was a place where Ranganathji was getting worshipped. But, Ramanujacharya, in one of the talks, he happened to speak about Tirupati Balaji. Balaji is there on the top of the hill, Tirumala hill. Now we have such a beautiful temple. But, back in like 500 years or 800 years back, there wasn't a temple. And there was no one, only a pujari to take care of Balaji. And there was no one to take care of Balaji, anything else apart from that. So it became a very strong thing that how will Balaji be taken care? And so this devotee, Ramanujacharya, he happened to openly tell in the class that I want someone to go and take care of Balaji by growing flowers and making a garland and offering such beautiful garlands. We are getting such beautiful garlands, but what about Balaji? Balaji is hardly getting any garlands or any proper worship. So I want some of my disciples to go and serve Balaji. And none of them were raising the hand that who wants to go. Why? It's a challenge, right? It's a challenge, to leave Sri Rangam, a place vibrant with so many thousands of devotees, to go to a lonely place on a hill where there is nothing, no facility, no association of devotees, no one is there to take care of them. And he was just thinking that who will take care. And he was telling, whoever takes care is very, very dear to me. Ramanujacharya was telling. And immediately hearing the words of his spiritual master, one grahastha devotee, his name was Anantacharya. He immediately raised his hand and he told, I am ready, O Guru Maharaj, if it pleases you, I am even ready to go to a hill and just take care of Balaji. So this Anantacharya, along with his family, Ramanujacharya started crying literally, because it meant that, he had to leave the association of his spiritual master and go to a place and serve all by yourself. So he embraced Anantacharya, and then he told, you are very dear to me just because of your service to Balaji. And then this devotee walks all the way. There were no cars like what we have now. Devotees used to just walk all the way. It took around couple of months for him to walk to the hill to Balaji temple. And there he happened to see on the top of the hill that there was no proper facility for him to take care of the Balaji, So he raised a very beautiful garden for Balaji, was making flowers, growing the flowers and then making flower garlands and offering it to Balaji. In fact, he was doing lot of service for the Balaji, and this made Anantacharya very very special. In fact, Balaji was loved. The love between the Lord and Anantacharya was so much that the Lord wanted to come and serve Anantacharya. When Anantacharya's wife, she became pregnant and carrying the child in his womb, still she was helping in making the garden ready. And during that time, what had happened was very special thing had happened. A boy from nowhere had come to the hill, and generally no one comes to that Balaji temple to take darshan or visit the place. There were only three persons who were there. One was the pujari, another was Anantacharya, and another was his wife. Three devotees were living on the hill, and there was no one else actually. And this boy happened, very young boy happened to come to serve. He came all the way around the hill, and he came and he asked some service to Anantacharya, and he told that let me help you or assist you in serving, making this, helping you to make this garden very beautifully. So he was telling, I can carry some mud for you from one place to another. I'm a young man, you are a very old man, let me help you. Well, no, don't. I don't want to take any service from anyone. Why? Because this service was given to be this service was given by my spiritual master, and I don't want to give it to anyone else. Let me serve in the best capacity I can do. So he was taking. So he told, okay, he was rejected by Anantacharya. So this devotee, this boy, he went to the wife. The wife was very, was carrying a child, and it was very difficult for her to carry still the mud from one place to another and bring the empty pot back. So this devotee, he somehow convinced the wife, and he told, let me do this thing. You just sit there very nicely and let me carry. So he was saying that, you just come to the place where you are just picking up the pot and come to little distance, and I will carry from there, and I will put the mud exactly in the right situation and right place and come back. And so this was being done, and Anantacharya could notice that the wife is not taking much time. She's coming very fast. That means there is something wrong with her, Either she's running or she's doing something. So Anantacharya, he walks after some time, and where the wife is taking, and then he sees that this boy is coming and helping his wife, and then immediately he becomes very angry. Just to scare him off, he takes a small plow, and runs after that I told you to get rid of this place, I don't want to give any service. And he runs around the hill just trying to chase this boy away. And the boy somehow tries to escape. He becomes very afraid, and he starts running around the hill, and Anantacharya is also running, trying to catch the boy. And just to scare him off, Anantacharya throws the spade, and the spade actually goes by mistake. He turns like this, and the spade cuts the chin of this boy, and the chin is like literally bleeding. And now Anantacharya is more afraid that I might have caused a great amount of trouble to the boy. He came to serve me, but then what has happened? I happened to hurt him, and he was feeling very bad. And then this boy, in order to escape, he started running, and he started running towards the temple. And Anantacharya wanted to help him now to, help him to bandage and cure him. And he was running after him, and this boy was afraid that he'll still catch me and will beat me till the death. So he started running, and then eventually this boy enters the altar of the temple and closes the temple. And then eventually there is no one. So Anantacharya is not in a right dress to enter the altar. So he goes and calls the pujari and tells, go and enter the altar. See, the boy has ran inside the altar. And the pujari comes running, and Anantacharya also takes a bath and comes running to catch the boy and see what's happening. And then when they open the altar, there is no one except Balaji. The Balaji is there, standing right there. And then they see that Balaji is starting to bleed. There is a blood which is coming from the cheek of the Balaji. And that's where they understand that the boy was none other than the Lord himself. The Lord came to serve the devotee. And that is what made the Lord very special. And Anantacharya could understand that the Lord wanted to reciprocate with this great love. Immediately a medicine was applied to the Lord, to cure him. A sandalwood, and there were herbs which were mixed with camphor and turmeric, and they are applied to this spot. To this day, that herb is applied every day to Balaji just to remember Anantacharya, so that Anantacharya is remembered throughout the life. If you take any darshan of Balaji, you'll find that beautiful thing. So what makes this pastime very special is what? Huh? Yes, the service actually. Anantacharya's mood of serving the Lord and not giving up his service, that makes this pastime very beautiful. This is what a devotee is made up of. A devotee means he is always ready to serve. Even in extreme difficulties, a devotee is ready to serve. Now, if you just see the example of Srila Prabhupada, how much Srila Prabhupada had taken great difficulties just to spread the message of Krishna consciousness. One order of a spiritual master. And he gave dedicatedly, he gave his life in one way. And he came with so much great difficulties. He came alone without a single penny to a foreign country and trying to spread the message which was not, which no one was ready to accept it. And he never wanted to compromise on any principles. He wanted to give the higher standards of bhakti. And this is where even though there was no reciprocation from anyone, still Srila Prabhupada went on with all the difficulties. And Krishna, seeing the difficulties what a devotee is going through, he gave him the right thing at the right time. The success came at the right time. There is this very beautiful statement in Lilamrit. Satsvarup Das Maharaj writes it that Prabhupada was tested 2 times. One was when nothing was given to him, and another was when everything was given to him. When all the success came to him, how was Prabhupada's reciprocation? How was Prabhupada's disposition? His disposition was, if success was there or not there, I am ready to serve Krishna. I am ready to serve every living entity by giving this message. And this is what makes Srila Prabhupada very special. And this is what can make everyone very special is what? His service, his selfless service. Every time when we get an opportunity to serve a devotee, every time we get an opportunity to serve Krishna, is very, very special. Services doesn't come very easily. I am telling you, it's not an easy thing that one can get an opportunity to serve Krishna. It's very, very difficult. Out of millions of lifetime, we have been serving ourselves. Millions of lifetime, we have been serving our senses, our mind, our intelligence. But we hardly get an opportunity to serve Krishna. This is the only time, in this life we are getting few opportunities to serve Krishna and his devotees. One should not take this thing for granted. This is like a great opportunity. Any way we can do it, if we can engage our body, that is well and good. If we can engage our mind, if we can engage our words, if we can engage our wealth, if we can engage our senses, if we can engage our intelligence, if we can engage our soul in the service of Krishna, that is how we can make a contribution to serve Krishna. Any opportunity by engaging ourselves in any way, one should not miss. And the one who does this thing, his life can become very, very successful actually. And one important thing is, what motivates us to serve Krishna now? What can motivate us to serve Krishna? Okay, to please Krishna, yes. Our love towards Krishna, yes. What motivates us to serve Krishna? Our love to please him. What else? Yes, to experience the bliss actually. To experience the bliss. The more important thing is, when we serve Krishna, what happens is, our heart becomes fully satisfied. We can experience the love. We can please the Supreme Lord. We can please his devotees. And our devotees can be happy, then we can become very happy. Why? When devotees are happy, what they do is what? When devotees are happy, they tell Krishna that this is a very nice devotee. Please accept him. Immediately that devotee is accepted by Krishna. And that is how Krishna is, that's how actually devotee become very, very happy. The best way to serve Krishna is what? Is in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Savaya pumsa paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshaje ahetu ki apratyata yayatma suprasidati. That one who serves Krishna, the service should be without unmotivated and without uninterrupted. He should be serving Krishna. And the more he serves Krishna, the more he becomes very happy. And he becomes fully satisfied. Savaya pumsa paro dharmo. This is the highest occupational duty for a living entity, is to serve Krishna with Yato bhakti adokshaja. He should perform devotional service to whom? Adokshaja. Adokshaja. Savaya pumsa paro dharmo yato bhakti adokshaja. Ahetuki. Ahetuki apratihata. Without any motivation and without any interruption, he should perform with full sincerity. One should perform his devotional service. And if he does that, then he is performing the best devotional service in his life. There are many stories actually by which we can understand how we can please Krishna. But we can please Krishna just by serving his devotee. His devotees are like the greatest assets in one way. Maharaj, how long I have? I don't have the time to
Well,
see.
it's right now it's 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. That means
Yeah, it's question time, but I have this bad feeling that in a very short time it's going to start raining.
okay.
So
The time get pushed back for the thunderstorm to come.
well, I'm hearing it rumble. You know, it may not thunderstorm until 9 o'clock, but we may also start getting water on our heads. You know.
So whatever you tell, we'll do, Maharaj.
I think we need to move everything into the temple room at this point.
Okay.
So
Should we take questions for 2 minutes? If
yeah, we
anyone
can
has,
take questions for 2 minutes, provided
Yeah.
it doesn't start raining.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anyone has questions before it starts raining, very good opportunity. Or any comments or any yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So, you have a very nice service attitude, I must say. Because I was always going to Brooklyn Temple, especially on Ratha Yatra, to get my boga to cook, right? And now you're in charge of the kitchen, and you serve me the boga so very nicely. You know, before they would send me, the boga is over there, go and get it. I have to go get it, bring it, take it upstairs, but you did everything. You said just wait, and you brought everything, and then you even brought a nice place of prasadam for me. So, my question, maybe to summarize your class, you mentioned about the right attitude. So the question is, what is the right attitude?
Wow. Yes. How to serve Krishna with the right attitude. What is the right attitude? The right attitude of serving Krishna is that one is ready to do anything and everything to please Krishna. You know, even though there might be some bodily inconveniences or there might be some trouble in rendering some service to the Lord, but he is ready to take that inconveniences just to please the Supreme Lord, to please the devotees. And sometimes when we serve devotees, it's not an easy thing. I can tell you for sure, it's not an easy thing to serve devotees. It's very challenging. So, it's easy in one way to please them by giving and serving them very nicely, but if we don't have the right attitude, then it becomes a great challenging thing. So one who has the right attitude is, he is ready to do anything and everything what is required to please devotees. You know, the attitude of being very submissive to the authorities and surrendering and doing this service, that is there. You know, he is ready to extend when time requires, when time is there that he, service is required, and is ready to do extending service. He has a heart of serving in a menial position also. That is the right attitude, that he is not looking for any name and fame. Name and fame will automatically come. It's not a big thing. And devotee of Krishna is not looking for name and fame. What he will do with name and fame? Name and fame will remain in this material world only. That's what it will remain. But what will remain, what will please Krishna is that the attitude of service, that he is ready to do service in spite of all the inconveniences. In spite of there is no one recognizing him. That is the right attitude. And he is ready to do even though it's in difficult situations where he is having bodily inconveniences. Sometimes like cooking in the summer. You ask Mataji how tough it is to cook in the summer. The temperature is so hot and you have to cook in the summer. It's not an easy thing. But just to please all the devotees, she is ready to cook every time. So it's like a great service in one way. We are ready to take any bodily inconveniences just to serve Krishna, just to serve the devotees. And that is what is important. Like how Srila Prabhupada also, when he was in Kumbh Mela, he saw that the devotees did not have the right mood of taking bath early in the morning. So just to set the right example, he got up early in the morning at 3 o'clock and took cold water bath. Even though he was having inconveniences, he was suffering from, his health was not good. but still he got up and took a cold water bath just to set a right example. And seeing this thing, all devotees were feeling ashamed that if my spiritual master is ready to take such inconveniences just to set the right example, how much I should do to serve Krishna and to serve please my spiritual master. So this attitude is required, that we are ready to take all the bodily inconveniences just to serve Krishna and his devotees. I hope that is the right understanding. Very nice, thank you. Any other questions or any other comments we have?
Someone has a question, please come here to this microphone. That way it will be asked and
Oh
it'll
my
be
God,
recorded.
Suhas also has a question.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for the class. It was really helpful to hear the story of Anantacharya and how service can help us advance spiritually. But I had a question regarding the right attitude. So, if you do have the service attitude towards Krishna and want to engage yourself in different services, and you take the step, but then with maybe your what you do or something, if people praise you, how can you avoid that sense of pride from arising and getting lost in that pride, and how to tackle that situation?
It's very easy. Like just now Jamna Prabhu was praising me, and within my heart I wasn't thinking that these praises are for me. I was thinking whatever small mercy I had received from my spiritual master, and it's just glorifying the mercy of my spiritual master. That is what I think. I was thinking within my heart that this is the mercy of my spiritual master that I am able to do some service. It's not me who is doing the service. And if we have that thing that I am not the one to take the credit, who are we to take credit? What are we to take credit for? We are not even a single person, or we cannot even take credit for what we are doing also, because the ability to do any service is given by the mercy of Krishna and mercy of Guru. Because of that thing we are put in the right situation where we can serve the Lord and serve the devotees. Without that, is it possible that we can serve? It's not possible at all. It's the mercy of Krishna that we are in the association of devotee. It's the mercy of Krishna and the devotees that we are able to render some service to the devotees. So if we take credit for the wrong thing what we are doing, what we are doing is only we are, the only thing what we are doing is we are telling, okay, I'll serve you little bit. That is that you are using your little independence to serve Krishna. And for that small little independence, you cannot take the credit. The credit goes to Krishna for giving the facility for us to serve Krishna. So we just want to just pass on the credit to Krishna by passing the credit to the Guru and passing the credit to the spiritual, to Srila Prabhupada. That's all we can do. So we cannot get puffed up that someone is praising us for a little service. It can never happen. And we are doing just a small little bit of service. There are so many great devotees who are doing such great services. If we see, there are so many wonderful devotees. Jayapataka Swami Maharaj is traveling now also when his health is not good and inspiring so many devotees by giving talk every day. He had a stroke in 2008 where the doctors told that he cannot even live for next few months, within few months. But still today he is alive and is inspiring everyone by his talk. We are not, what service are we doing in comparative to that thing? If we take the service of such great devotees, we will feel ashamed that we call ourselves that we are doing any service also. So that way we can think, in that aspect, that our services are not like very high, big services. Our services are very, very small in one way. We can always think in that aspect. Gopal Krishna Maharaj, how much he was doing. Every day he was traveling. Every day he was inspiring. He was doing so much management. And still every day he was serving the deities. Every day he was in the Mangal Arati worshipping the deities right in whichever temple he was in. And he was giving so many talks, inspiring so many devotees all over the world. And so much book distribution. He made so many temples come from nowhere just by doing book distribution. So that was great inspiration for us, the way they were doing services. And there's so many Star World devotees we can think of when we think that we have become proud of our services. We can think of Maharaj. Maharaj is doing so much service in so many years, inspiring so many devotees. We have such live examples actually. So why are we supposed to become proud of small, insignificant service, what we do? So that way I can tell you this is what is the best way, we can think of not becoming proud of our services. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
You have another question? No. All right, so we're going to.
We can be here, Maharaj.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to rain for next.
All right, so
45 minutes.
here's the plan. Here's the plan. We're going to take a gamble here. I'm going to move the speakers up, so in case the rain comes, it won't directly fall on the speakers. We'll try to do that. We probably won't serve out here, so we'll have to serve out indoors. We might as well move these tables indoors. So it's one less thing to do if the rain comes pouring down. And if it does start to rain while we're singing, then we'll, kind of turn off all the electrical stuff and finish up out here and move everything into the temple because, we can't dance or sing out here if everybody's getting rained on. So we don't know what will exactly happen. Indra is not becoming very open.
Indra is trying to
But
serve the
turn
devotees
the-
by
turn the speaker a
showering
little
his
bit.
mercy,
Turn the
Maharaj.
speaker this way so that, no, the other way. Right. We'll move the other one there.
Maharaj, Indra is trying to serve the devotees by showering his mercy, actually.
Right, showering his mercy. So we have to accept that mercy or else we have to decide whether we're going to shield ourselves from that mercy.
Yes.
All right.
So whatever I have spoken is just by whatever I have learned from my spiritual master and from my teachers. I beg at all of your lotus feet, please bless me so that I have the right attitude to serve, and I'll be able to serve Srila Prabhupada very nicely and all the devotees very nicely. And whatever mistake I have done is my own mistake, so please forgive me. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Samved Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari.